We're back at it with another season of the Road to the Show podcast. I'm your host, Ben Gelman. Today, we're focusing on the Major League Baseball amateur draft, specifically on one of my diamonds in the rough. This is a player, not a household name yet. There's a long way to go. Maybe not at the top of the draft class, but I think there's a real future at the Major League level for this player. I have Hall of Fame outfielder Ken Griffey Jr. with me today. Ken, what advice would you give this player who might not be considered a sure thing to make it? What would you tell them as they begin their professional journey?
Yeah, I mean, you have an opportunity. Anytime you have an opportunity to impress somebody, to go out there and do something, then you can do it. And they don't care, who you are, what round, what this, what that. They just want you to go out there and play. And if you can perform day in and day out, you will be in the big leagues.
Carlos, you lived that in your baseball career. What's his world like?
Oh, it's extremely exciting. You know that if you perform, you will get the call.
We've got a developing story here. JP, what are you hearing?
I'm checking the numbers, I'm talking to my sources, my scouts, and they're all telling me, hey, this could actually work.
Most of us mere mortals, when we were that age, we were barely chewing gum and walking at the same time, let alone playing the hardest game there is.
Let's see if he's pumping up mentally here to adapt. That's what good players do.
That dream of getting the big leagues is now becoming reality with that one phone call.
What? Are you kidding me? This is who we are drafting? You must be crazy. He is a career minor leaguer. He's not a major league player. We wasted a draft pick, a high one at that. Here, this is why we don't win. This is a terrible, terrible pick. Oh, my goodness gracious. Come on, fellas. Do your work. Do some research. Awful, awful selection. I hate this pick.
Hello and welcome to Wagon Man Stadium. Opening day baseball on the show. It's the Midland Rockhounds and the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Just about set to go. And on the mound today, Tommy Henry.
Well, he throws the change in the slider off the fastball. I really like how he's able to sell fastball, but it's really change up and keep hitters just out in front a little bit. Swing and miss, soft contact. The slider as well comes out of the same tunnel. All three very deceptive, and hitters are going to have to stay back and make sure they get pitch recognition.
All right, ready to get underway. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Hauls it in for the out. All right, let's take a look at the lineup. Their opponent on the mound today does run into some trouble finding the strike zone at times. So, Singy, I got to figure part of the plan, be patient, be selective today.
Yeah, coming in, regardless of, what that first inning's going to look like, his history. You don't want to help him out. You've got to be patient and make sure that when you... Really good take, especially with two strikes.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit.
Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. The ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
And down on strikes he goes. And there are two down.
Wow, that's a tough call for the hitter, but the pitcher will take that all day long. Not quite in the strike zone, but he found a spot that the umpire is going to, at least for now, allow him to get that call. So hitters are going to have to make an adjustment, but...
That's ripped, and this one could be extra bases. Runner around third and to score. Another scores. 2 runs in on the play, and they take a 2-run lead.
Well, he had the opportunity to drive in some runs, and he comes through to break the tie. I love the approach he had right there with that pitch. Not trying to do too much, but still looking to drive it, and that's exactly what he's able to do into the opposite field gap for the double.
Bottom of the first, here's Braden Bishop. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Here comes the pitch. There's a strike.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus run. They make moves on the base paths.
0-2 as he waves at that one. The wind to kick the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now 1 away. So there's his first strikeout in Double-A, and he's hoping that's the type of stuff that could get him to the big leagues.
And one of the keys for pitchers at this level is being aggressive. You know, Double-A, they say, is a springboard to the big leagues. So showing that you're not afraid to go after guys, throw strikes, get punch outs. If he can do that down here in the minors, he'll move up the ladder.
The wind of the pitch. That one hit to right. And there's 2 down.
Batting third, the third baseman, Buddy.
Here's the third baseman, Buddy Kennedy. It's interesting he plays kind of a power spot defensive. He swings and hits a fly ball, center field. Reed settles underneath it. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. That one ripped. And off the base of the wall. Alexander with a relay throw. Not going to get him. He's in there.
Nice double right there. Loud contact coming off the bat. Didn't get enough air under to drive it out of here, but you'll take that swing and that result every time.
Hello. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a ball hammered left field. And it is gone. An absolute blast to left. And they add to their lead. It's 4-0.
With a low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll get hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waited for it. It was like BP all over again.
The pitch. In the air, left field. He dives, but can't hang on. That's a base hit. The throw in, but he's in there easily.
No waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely. And that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ballgame. A good compliment to that fastball.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout. And there's 1 away.
Boog gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball in a 2-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. But with all of the emphasis.
The lefty, the 1-0. This one high in the air to left center. Reed makes the grab. 2 down.
Fell off to a great start. He's really cruising out there on the mound. He's got a chance to get through these first 2 innings with under 20 pitches. That could set him up to go deep into this game.
And now the right fielder, number 35. On the ground, right side. Gets it to first. 3rd out. And first offering is fouled off. And a pitch. Fought off foul. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 away.
Now, when you follow up a triple-digit fastball with a nasty changeup, pretty much every time the hitter's going to be in trouble. And that was the plan. Get him to sit dead red on the fastball and then just make him look foolish with the off-speed stuff.
Slow roller to third. Geloff collects it, gathers, and throws to first. Inning over. Next pitch is popped up. Number 76 under it. Hauls it in, and there's one away.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
Here's the third baseman, Buddy Kennedy. Flied out his first time. The wind of the pitch. And a swing and a miss. That's out number 2.
Well, when you commit to throwing an inside fastball to your glove side across the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes, if you're going to miss, you want to miss off the plate in. You do not want to leave it out over the heart of the plate. So that was excellent execution on that pitch. Really tied him up, and he couldn't.
Down the left field line, base hit. Now he'll turn for second. And he's got his second double of the game.
Drove that ball nicely, put a great swing on it, and it jumped off his bat. Kind of put it all together there, and he's rewarded with the double.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that ends the inning.
Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
And there's ball 4.
Boog, do you think you could draw a walk in the bigs if we gave you enough at-bats?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that if they gave the pitcher a false scouting report on me, yes, I think I could draw a walk. Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Tommy Henry gives way, and as he heads off, we'll step aside for a minute. Back with the new pitcher after this break. On the mound now, Ryan Meisinger.
Well, at this point in the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and we need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
Hey, lucky can up there.
And the righty deals. In the air out to center. Carroll under it. He makes the grab, and that is that. Base hit, left center field.
Solid swing from start to end, on time with everything, really good balance, nice extension, and he met it out front for the line drive knock. And you can feel this crowd.
0-2. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. One away.
Well, I'm not sure what he was waiting on right there. He got the changeup and still late on it. You rarely see that. It almost makes you think that he was trying to set the pitcher up.
Pitch. Popped up left side. Geloff puts the squeeze on that one, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, shortstop, Blake.
2 now. Right side. Number 3 has a beat on it and makes the grab. And that's the inning. Swing and a bouncer. Geloff handles. Now the throw to first on the run. And that's 1 out as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th. And that's in there for strike 1.
Well, this guy on the mound's done a lot better than we would have expected. And the hitters just don't seem to have the right game plan. They're taking too many mistakes.
And the 0-1. He swings and fouls one off. And a pitch. Here's a high chopper. He beats it out, and the tapper turns into an infield single. That's hard hit on the line. He can't get there. That should be extra bases. Cintrone coming home. He'll score easily. It's 4-1.
A little more backspin on that instead of the top spin. And he's jogging around the bases rather than pulling up at second.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Mack Savage departs, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back. Parker Dunshee gets the call from the pen, and he'll do his best to hang on to this lead.
Well, his first save of the season is in the books, and that was a nice job of him coming in the game and closing it out. He's off and running now.
And your final score, 5-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us.